Well, are you in quarantine still?
No, we're not in lockdown anymore, but we are hopefully taking care. Not everybody's taking care, but many people are taking care with masks and social distancing a little bit. So we all have to be smart. If we, the longer we are smart, the sooner we can have concerts again. But not everybody is somehow in the same opinion, right? So I know there's a lot of opinions out there, but my opinion is believing to the scientists and the people who are knowing all about viruses and so forth. So in the end, it's better to follow them. For me, it's got nothing to do with taking away freedom. If we just be strict for several months now, of course, it's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
for everybody. But if we stick together and we are being social in the end, then in the end we will overcome this together. But many people are just egoistic and thinking, oh, conspiracy. It's for me, it's all bullshit. It's my opinion, right?
Yeah. Well, well, yes, this region of Chile, it's on lockdown since I think March. So
Okay.
it's been a long time here
Well,
since, well, without concerts and bars and theaters and cinemas.
yeah, we
So
still don't have any concerts, so
yeah.
that's still part of the social distancing. Also, football matches are not with audience so far,
Yeah, yeah.
so that's
I'm
what
watching the Bundesliga. Yeah,
we still have. But people are gathering you know in the streets protesting against stupid stuff. So that's also somehow people coming together. But concerts are not allowed, so this is making no sense for many people, right?
yeah. Well, what do you miss the most about being in normal time?
Concerts, of course, yes, of course. I mean, we would have done America. We would have done so many festivals now, including Banger Hat Festival, and we would also do a European tour in September, which is not happening. So everything is now postponed to 2021, and let's cross the fingers that everything will happen because we still don't know. But you have
Yeah,
to schedule the stuff, you know. If you're not working on it, then you don't have a solution. If there's a green light again from politics to start with concerts again, you have to have a back plan in the end, and that's what we're working on with our tour management.
yeah. Well, what's the first thing you want to do after all this madness ends?
To go on stage again. Everything else
Yeah,
I miss so much because since I was a kid, I was not going out anymore so much anymore. Still, we go out to the bars, and it's still possible if you are giving your address and everything. If one has got the virus, in the end, we can inform all the other people who were in the same bar, and that is the system behind it. To be secure. Once again, this got nothing to do with any control or whatever people are saying with that the state is only about controlling you or whatever. That's bullshit. We have to be somehow smart and stick together. But it's my opinion. I know there's a lot of many other opinion out there. It's the same thing with politics. If you start discussing with people, and there's such a bad feeling nowadays that you can't even discuss with people anymore if you have a different opinion. I accept different opinions without being pissed on the other person, But nowadays, something really has changed. It's a very sad story, in my opinion.
yeah. Well, let's talk about music. You guys have released an album um, a month ago. Yeah, Metal Commando. What are your thoughts about this album?
Yeah. Well, we're really happy. I mean, we were in a great situation with Apocalypse already, and of course, we did not put ourselves too much under pressure to top it in the end. For us, it's a topper, and we're in a good situation to have five writing members in the end, and that's a good side. That's a good thing. With a good teamwork, you can hear it on the album. Everybody's involved again, except Michael, who was coming in very late.
Yeah, last year. Yeah,
Yeah, and but anyway, everybody's involved in writing, and you can hear it with the number of songs we released. It's only somehow, in my opinion, it's no filler. It's really we never thought we ever released any filler. So because we are really taking care of this to release the music we love, and then of course it's the most truest thing you can do if you are releasing the music you love at first place. And then in the end, if the fans like it as well, and they do, and we're really grateful for this. It's a great thing, you know.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you, it's a really cool disc. I was listening right before you called me. I wasn't on the other laptop. That's
Cool.
my dad's laptop. I
Uh,
was on mine listening to the new album on iTunes. It's really cool.
thanks,
Halo, it's a really cool single too. So
thanks.
yeah. Well, Ralph, since you're the singer, what are your influences to write the lyrics?
We always have our stories where we have our personal experiences, and sometimes we add also some just a story to it. And sometimes we also leave the stories open to the listener to maybe adapt their own story to it in the end, you know, because everybody has his own vision of things. It's the same thing when you read a book. Some people have a different vision as other people, and if somebody makes a movie out of the book, they're disappointed because they saw a different story. But in the end, we are telling a lot of things about out of our personal lives. And for instance, Hear Me Calling is sitting in a plane on tour, missing the people at home, and then you're writing such things in the end, right?
Yeah.
That's just one example of how we've approached writing songs.
Well, and well, with the same thing, what were your influences to start singing? You had a great experience, almost I don't know more than 30 years singing.
Yeah,
So, what were
yeah.
your influences?
I grew up as a teen in the new wave of British heavy metal with
Yeah,
Saxon, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and also the German band Scorpions and Accept. Those were my major influences in terms of music and also singing, of course. And Ronnie James Dio, not to forget in the end, because he's just a master. And also Jeff Tate, Boonsreich, and so forth. Eric Adams from Manowar, great singers in the end. And you just really adapt so many things just by listening to it without copying somebody, because you always have your own vocal box and you always have your own certain technique in the end. But when it comes to learn technique and breathing techniques, you can hear a lot. If you're a smart vocalist, you can hear many things in other singers, and that's how you learn a lot by listening, you know.
yeah. Well, I you told me that you missed a lot about being on stage, playing concerts and all that stuff. What is your favorite moment on stage?
Favorite moment on stage is just always those big festivals, no matter where they are. If it's Monsters of Rock in Brazil or even the Wacken Festival, the big concerts are just very, very impressive as a musician. But always also club concerts when you have contact to the people, to the first row, or also the many rows in the clubs, of course. And then it's a different story, but it's also great. So it's always good to have this certain flow in the band, and when you have a good day, when everything is just working fine and the interaction with the audience is working well, then it's a good day. And that would never happen in a streaming show or in a show in front of cars, and that's what nowadays happens here in Germany as well because of the pandemic. I know there has to be solutions, but that's not a solution for me in the end, you know.
Yeah. Well, you did a lot of concerts through all these years. Uh, what has been your best memory of playing stage? Something, I don't know, something funny or something really awesome?
Yes, a lot of inside stuff, which is you always forget again. And when we sit together, we sometimes talk about it together, but in the end, I don't remember anything right now. You know, I just remember from Gamma Ray back in the days, which was 1990, when I changed my clothes and I was not on time back on stage because I couldn't get rid of my pants. It was too tight. So, so I was late on stage. That's the only thing I remember. But Primal Fear at the moment, there's nothing I remember. It's just in the States, some things are happening when you are having dinner together with the people, and then you have certain smells on stages. Funny incidents.
Well, after all these years, what's the next step for Primal Fear?
Next step is, of course, to come back alive. And I mean, we are now really working hard in promoting the album because our record company is doing a great job. They have lists of people like you, for instance, Sam, who are helping us and supporting us in the end. And we want to please press and the fans, of course, in terms of this album because it's very important for us. And then we are just releasing another candy next Friday, which is maybe too early to speak about, but you will always see it this week. It's only 3 days left. And that's what we try to somehow overcome the time as well until we play live again, to throw out some candy once in a while. And that's what we are also working on as a team in Primal Fear, to work on different solutions, how we can still please the fans until we come back live, you know?
Yeah. Well, Primal Fear, you named it like as a family. How is your relationship with the guys? Even with the newest member, the drummer. I don't remember the name now, but
Mikey,
the drummer is.
who's also
Yeah.
in Gamma Ray. Perfect. It's really great. So otherwise, maybe you could also hear it on an album if something would be wrong. So everything's fine. Yes, he's just really fitting like I don't know the English expression, but in German we say he's fitting like the fist on the eye. That's how we say it. And in the end, he's just a perfect match to us, and a perfect addition to Primal Fear team.
Wow.